What is going on, y'all? It is FARGASSIER. Hopefully, you're having a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Friends, the tyrannical northern goose is a bit under the weather today. They've been hanging out with the bloat flies, and they got a bit of the swamp gas out there in the wasteland. But today, we're going to be going over the top 5 camps that you submitted to TNG's Discord. So, y'all, if you'd like to have your camp looked at and potentially be in the top 5 list, make sure to look in the description below and join TNG's Discord because, y'all, these camps are absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for putting so much time and effort into these builds. And now, for those of you who may not know who I am, my name is FARGASSIER. I am a Fallout content creator here on YouTube, and whether I'm on a live stream or not, I love to check out camps while I'm adventuring through the wastelands of Appalachia. So let's get in here and look at these submissions, y'all. Coming in at the number 5 spot is Milne with the Cranberry Retreat. And now, as we all know, there is not a lot of space while building our camp in Fallout 76, but the utilization of space at this camp is absolutely amazing. Everything is jam-packed in there, but it is easy to get around, it seems, and I would love to visit this while I'm adventuring throughout the wasteland. And now, speaking of utilization of space, it is absolutely amazing to see so many camp builders utilizing the chessboard that came out this season for Fallout 76, and I love what everyone's doing with it. Now, I'll probably watch this video 4 or 5 times, admiring the amount of detail that the builder put into each one of these rooms, because each of the rooms has a theme, and it's absolutely wonderful seeing the theme stay on track throughout the entire build. And then you circle outside and you see cages being held up by power wires connected to a power connector, and then either supplies being picked up or dropped off. The things that y'all think about to do with these camps in Fallout 76 absolutely blow my mind. So Milne, absolutely wonderful job, bud. Congrats on having the number 5 spot. Next up in the number 4 spot, we have Radrux with the Starbots Robot Repair Shop, and this is absolutely a wonderful build that has so much going on in such a small space. Now, one of the hardest things to me about smaller camp builds in Fallout 76 is that you have to take all of the normal things that you have inside of a camp and put them in the same exact space as everything else and not have it feel cluttered, and make sure that the flow is absolutely good. And Radrux did this with this build. Some amazing merges with some camp items, but absolutely stunning. And now at least I know I have a new place to take my camp ally if she ever gets injured. But y'all, seriously, that chessboard I think is just going to be a staple in every camp build in Fallout 76 going forward, because look at that counter and at all of that junk just placed there. And that is by far one of my favorite vendors in Fallout 76, just showing their wares off.
Oh, I thought you liked me as a sales vendor, Cassie.
Well, I do, Graham. I just thought you and Chally were off at a couples retreat or something like that.
Well, if you must know, she at space camp right now, training, eating vegetables. Vegetables, no good. I like meat. Does this place got any meat, Cassie?
No, it's a robot camp, but maybe one of the camps in the future will have some meat that we can get you if you're that hungry. Like, you want to join up?
Fuck it. Why not? I was just going to walk around Appalachia for a little bit and see if there was any humans that wanted to trade.
And now look, Radrux, while you may be number 4 on this week's submission, you absolutely had the best video put together that I've seen out of all of the submissions this week. And hey, look, we both made out like bandits. You got the number 4 spot, and I got a partner in crime to judge these camps. And now coming in at number 3, we have Silver Bunny with the Pylon Perch. Now, I'm about to say something that if you know me, this is going to absolutely shock you, but pardon my language, but the fact that you're able to build on top of these pylons is fucking amazing. And the amount that Silver Bunny is able to fit into this small little area is so wonderfully made, because it looks so good. It's not overcrowded. You can absolutely feel that you could get around this camp, but there is so much there that's jam-packed into a tight area.
It'd be a cold day in hell before I get up there. Let me know when you're done.
Well, I didn't have that on my bingo card of Graham being scared of heights, but maybe it's the loot goblin in me. But everything that Silver Bunny has in here stored up underneath tables and just tucked away looks absolutely wonderful to my loot goblin brain. Now, I don't know if there's anybody out there that giggled as hard as I did while watching this part in the video of the camp build of the vendor opening up their jacket and just absolutely showing their wares to everybody out there in the wasteland. But Silver, absolutely amazing job on this camp, and congratulations on the number 3 spot. This is probably one of my favorite camps that I've seen you build in Fallout 76, from the display items, the merges, the the making me laugh, and just the absolute loot goblin. Great and wonderful job. And now coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Ashley with a clean mid-century camp build.
Oh, this got me.
Graham, do not try to fight that death claw that Ashley took forever to tame. Just go over there to the steamer and get you some Mirelurk.
Guys, it's over here. Fuck you.
Now, as the camera starts to push in and take notice of this clean build in the forest, I have to just sit back and admire the amount of detail that Ashley paid attention to with their setting and the outside of this build, because with those vines, it really gives a lived-in look. Now, there's something that I don't see a lot that maybe you do, but in my travels throughout the wasteland, I don't see people making modern art with the pixel-type lights like Ashley has, but it looks absolutely wonderful. And like I said, here on the interior, the amount of decorating with that chessboard is going to be a staple going forward for camp builds in Fallout 76. But honestly, with so many plants in here, I can just feel that the air inside of this house is just so much better than even the outside air in Appalachia. And that's not because Graham just farted. But actually, every room that you have in this camp build is so meticulously put together with so much detail. The themes are on point for every single room. You did an amazing job merging everything together and displaying stuff. Amazing job on this build, and congratulations on the number 2 spot. Our first honorable mention goes to Texas, and I know that I'm going to absolutely butcher and struggle bust my way through this title, the Kono Shizuka no Inn. Now, something that I love to see camp builders utilize in Fallout 76 is the new weather stations that we got, and Texas is utilizing the Atlantic City, and by far this is one of my favorite weather stations, this or maybe even the rain one. But the thing about the Atlantic City weather station is that it changes the mood of the entire landscape and what you're trying to portray, and even changes the eyes on animals that you have mounted on the wall. I have to wonder how much time it took to build this. Now, for someone like Texas and all of y'all out there, it may not take but a couple of hours, but for me, I'm looking at a whole weekend project with the amount of detail that Texas had to put into this build. But Texas, absolutely amazing job on this build. I think I watched this video about 4 times. Keep up the great videography work and the camp building. Our next honorable mention goes to Hero Cunning with the Murkwater Mercantile. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Georgia, and this build right here absolutely reminds me of my small town and some of the shops that we had. I do genuinely wonder how much time was put into this camp build, because it's a fine line that you have to toe from looking run down, looking self-sustainable as a business, but also looking great with all these merged items and display items. Genuinely, it looks like something that one of the developers would make in Fallout 76 that Vault Dwellers could go and interact with. Seriously, Hero, amazing job with this build. The camp looks absolutely astounding.
Hey up, you beautiful buggers, it's TNG. I just wanted to jump into this part of the video to give a massive thank you to FARGASSIER for taking over the reins of the top 5 this week. As you can probably tell, I'm not feeling too great. I think I've got the Wuhan Wonder Bug, but I've taken my stim packs and we're on the mend, don't worry. Again, massive thank you to FARGASSIER, and guys, he's aiming for 20k subs this year. He's not a million miles away either, so if all you lot watching could head over to his channel and show him some love, it will be much appreciated. I don't want to keep you for much longer either, but I'd just like to give my personal apologies to Kazamati as well. Last week somebody submitted a build that was a direct copy of his, and I weren't aware of it. So yeah, that one's on me. I should have done a little bit more research. Anyhow, I'll pass you back over to FARGASSIER. Thank you very much for watching, everyone.
And now, before we get into here and talk about the number 1 spot this week, I want everyone who submitted a camp this week to know that it was an absolute pleasure to go through and look at every single one of your submissions, and I loved my time so much there. Y'all are so talented that I am subscribing to each and every single one of y'all. Thank you so much for putting so much time and effort into your builds. And now, coming in at the number 1 spot is Moonlight Cowboy with a Crooked Brook. One thing that I love to see in Fallout 76 is Wastelanders building with pre-existing structures and changing up the way they look, the feel, and the function of that pre-existing structure. This is one of those camp builds that if you turned your public icon off, that 90% of the Vault Dwellers that walked across this bridge would not know what gem is sitting underneath their feet. The vine set on the exterior and the interior is just absolutely amazing. It makes it blend in with the environment that it is surrounded by. And now, something that I never would have thought about until I joined the Fallout 76 community is using fluorescent lights as shelves, and that is something that Midnight has done here. They have used fluorescent lighting to amp up the lighting, but also to use as shelves, and it looks so clean. I love the thought that went into this build as far as it sits with the items that were displayed, the interior, the exterior, just the entire place smashes it out of the park for me. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out in TNG. Thank you so much for trusting me with your community and allowing me to host this week. Hopefully you get to feeling better, bud. And seriously, to TNG's channel members and Patreon members, thank you so much for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Congratulations to the winners. And y'all, seriously, if you did not make it in this week, make sure to submit next week. Y'all did an amazing, amazing job. Peace. Love you.